Hello everyone, welcome to Halo Moon Tarot. This is an energy update. Let's see what's coming in. Hierophant. Yeah, someone's feeling sad here. Someone feels like there's not a lot of hope. It's often a little regret and remorse here, but I feel this is someone who has to do with the Hierophant. It has to do with commitment, faith, loyalty, being on the same page. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. This is the energy of a cycle ending, a new cycle beginning. Because I do feel it has to do with somebody who wasn't faithful or loyal, or just two people who aren't on the same page. But there's a lot of sadness here because the cycle's ended. But this is also an energy of Wheel of Fortune. See, divine timing. Yeah. Wow, there's some positive energy coming in here. Something may have happened. See, it could have been the end of a relationship. Someone was feeling sad. Maybe the timing wasn't right, but it certainly is now, because this is that Wheel of Fortune. This is where things are looking up. Yeah, someone was thinking a lot of negative thoughts, feeling lonely, the energy of lack. So somebody here was definitely in a very negative space. It could be because a relationship ended or somebody wasn't loyal or faithful. Yeah, you can see there's temptation. There's some kind of temptation here. It's like temperance. Someone now taking a step back, seeing things different. See, things could have gone in their favor now that this is over. But it's a whole new cycle. Yeah, see, it's someone making choices in love here. This is someone who was definitely tempted here, but I feel they were just maybe wallowing in self-pity, feeling sorry for themselves, thinking negative thoughts. But it has to do with choices in love, this person's path in love. So there is another opportunity. Someone's taking a step back, seeing things different. This is someone who wasn't themselves. They were keeping it all in, wearing a mask, not showing their true self. Thinking negative, see, being careful what they wished for. But this is someone who's now feeling differently and seeing things a little different here. Yeah, it's a person who's thinking about someone. They can't stop thinking about them. But this is also an energy of someone who needs to break free from this. They're sort of wallowing in self-pity, feeling sorry for themselves. So it's an energy of a cycle, a pattern, a habit. But I feel someone's learning something here. Yeah, it's about breaking free. Yeah, it's a person who wants to reach out. See, they're looking at their feelings. This has to do with, you can see the seahorse. A lot of people see this as mating for life. See, it's about love, two people coming together. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Like, I feel like we have someone who is now looking at this. This could have been, this could have been something really beautiful. But this is often someone who's keeping it all in, keeping their feelings to themselves, see, feeling sad or sorry for themselves. But definitely something ended. I could see an ending. And it could have to do with the timing, but I see a date. Somebody kind of looking, exploring their feelings. See, they're exploring their feelings. Yeah, I think this is somebody wanting to reach out here. Yeah, it's a person at a crossroads. See, this is someone waiting for the dust to settle. Yeah, see, at a crossroads in their life, kind of between two worlds. But this is someone who's now feeling differently. They're seeing things different. So I do see a little test. I feel they're going to reach out here to see if the other person is interested. Yeah, the King of Air. This is someone learning something. But it's a person who often is kind of cold. Yeah, someone maybe cut someone out here. Like I say, between two worlds, going down this path. Very discerning. It's someone who's been hurt. So this person's been hurt. That's why their sword's up. So they're very protective. But they're definitely someone who is keeping all their feelings to themselves, thinking a lot of negativity. Yeah, definitely a lot of sadness. But it's about exploring this. See, going on a date, exploring. Someone's been exploring their feelings. But you see, they come across as cold. It looks like someone had cut someone out. Ended it. Probably because someone wasn't loyal or faithful. This is someone learning something, and it's about truth. Someone should have just told someone a truth here. Yeah, I do think this is someone who's very curious too, or they've learned the other person was curious. See, it's all about going on a date. It's about this person moving forward, a little test. See, there was this temptation, But yet this person's swords up. See, they're feeling skeptical. But now we have this curiosity. See, it's all about learning something. But it's the other person also, I feel, being curious, is shining a light. Feeling a little differently here. Tell me about the Hierophant. Let me just grab a smaller deck. What's going on with the Hierophant? Yeah, this is a person going within, looking for clues and answers. See, shining a light, looking for clarity. It's how they conducted themselves, the way they were behaving. Now, this is definitely someone who was on a particular path. They're looking for clues, and it has to do with why. Why is this person curious? Why are they interested? It felt off, though their swords up. Yeah, let's have a look at the Five of Water. Yeah, it has to do with strength and confidence. Someone taming the beast. Yeah, so somebody was teaching. This person definitely was hurt. I do feel there was someone who wasn't loyal or faithful. But it has to do with that inner strength, that confidence. Somebody definitely, it was a lack of confidence. Yeah. This is someone feeling pretty confident here, though, about how they feel. See, someone kind, compassionate. There could be forgiveness here. This is often someone forgiving someone. And it could be because this person's curious. They could be shining a light. Now they know that someone may have ended a relationship or somebody wasn't faithful. But that's the King of Swords cutting someone out, speaking their truth, their mind, but they're skeptical. It's all about why. Let's have a look at the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, so someone in a little stress, anxiety, some regret, a lot of unfounded fear. Yeah, a little bit of regret here. I think this is somebody wanting a do-over, another chance here. Yeah, so someone who kept it all in. See, this is how they were feeling inside. Very negative, like they're not good enough. There's a lot of lack. A lot of feeling very negative about things. Very skeptical, but they're keeping it all in. See, now they're going within. Into me, I see. They really did want this. They did. But this is someone, it's a pattern, some sort of pattern, habit, or they just can't stop thinking about someone. Yeah, so someone trapped in their head here, thinking a lot of negativity. Maybe the same thing happening, but it's somebody who doesn't want whatever happened before to happen again, because it was painful, obviously, with the King of Swords. Tell me about the Messenger of Water. Yeah, see, thinking negative. Somebody kind of ghosting someone, ignoring them, cutting them out. This person was curious, shining a light. They're just curious. It's a person wanting to learn about someone. They want to know. So I do feel there's something been learned here. Yeah, this is someone who truly cares. They're kind, compassionate, caring. They're confident. But this is somebody, it's about forgiveness. Somebody maybe forgiving someone here. Yeah. So I feel someone feeling very sad, negative, or just often someone who just feels like someone's up to something. It feels off. Yeah. So someone taking a time out. See, getting out of their head. Someone who needs to clear things up from their past. So that's where I feel this is someone just between two worlds, clearing things up, taking a time out. So this is someone here, I definitely feel it's something that happened because it's someone who's between two worlds. It's about two people going their separate ways and then somebody wanting to get together. See, a person curious. Oh my goodness. Let's have a look at the Page of Air. Yeah, see, it's an energy of putting all the cups on the table. Putting it all out there. Someone who wasn't ready to get out there. But this is someone's just putting themselves out there. But they're curious. They want to know. They want to learn about the other person. And I do feel that they probably now know because I'm seeing somebody, there's some sort of forgiveness here. Let's have a look at that Nine of Swords. I see a person, like I say, this is the end of a cycle. A lot of stress and anxiety. Yeah. This is someone who was all up in their feels. They weren't themselves. They weren't acting like themselves. They felt something was off, but you can see how they were feeling. Now this cycle's over. This person's feeling happier, ready to put themselves out there. See, it's a person who needed to take a time out. They were pinned down by their thoughts. It's all the things that they were thinking. Sleepless nights, stress, and anxiety. But you can see now, this is someone who was all unfounded fear. Yeah, you can see there's people here too. Hearing good news, talking to people, someone talking to people, hearing good things. See, it's all about being emotionally available. Somebody here definitely wasn't ready. Definitely someone who wasn't wearing their heart on their sleeve. It's like exactly the opposite. But now this is someone feeling differently. There's been a time out, healing. Someone releasing all this lack and negativity. Tell me about the High Priestess. Yeah, this is someone here releasing things that no longer serve. See, letting it go, it is what it is. Someone's seeing here, well, it is what it is. This person's kind of, well, I guess it just wasn't meant to be. But the interesting thing is they've been keeping this to themselves, keeping it all in, their feelings. Could be someone who felt negative, like they weren't good enough because they just cut someone out. Or this is someone who definitely had a person who probably wasn't loyal or faithful. But it's about two people being on the same page. Lifestyle habits, the way someone conducts themselves. See, they're looking for clues. And I definitely feel they have regret. But I do think they were going through a lot of stress and anxiety. And I do see someone looking at it, well, it is what it is. I guess it just wasn't meant to be. But they can't stop thinking about this person. Yeah, so someone thinking the other person's chasing them. See, someone lacked negativity. Someone who has a lot of people interested, chasing because of what they can provide. This is someone who's not chasing. See, they're not chasing. So someone who has goals, they're ambitious, they have their own things going on. But yeah, this is someone here letting go of their pride and ego. Someone's pride or ego took a bit of a hit here too. They need to let go of this and release it. Because this is about asking someone out. I do feel somebody here asked somebody out on a date. It may have even happened and this person was behaving this way. Yeah, that's not good. Tell me about the Six of Wands. Yeah, this is somebody who's focused on work. They're very goal-oriented, what they're hoping to achieve. So they've learned something. I do think they've been talking to people too. Hearing good things, see good news. Now this could be someone getting out, socializing. But this is someone feeling completely different about this. Tell me about the Star. I think it's someone who feels someone's out of their league or the situation's out of reach. So they just chose not to say anything. They kept it all in. But you can see the Nine of Water is someone here with a bit of pride and ego, a little full of themselves, or they felt the other person was. But I feel it's the other way around, yeah. This is someone who cares, like they're kind, compassionate. I see forgiveness. Someone's forgiving someone here, and they may be even finding that out. See, it is what it is. It's all about being real. This person wasn't being real. They weren't being themselves. Yeah, someone looking at the reality of the situation. Yeah, someone who made a bad decision. See, judging someone or judging a book by its cover. Someone made a bad decision. But it does look like it's someone hoping for another chance, a do-over. Reconciliation. But I do think someone here had irreconcilable differences with someone here. And they are looking for clues. They're definitely spending time alone and going within. But this is how they really felt. Yeah, they kept it all in, kept it to themselves. See, this is how they think someone's chasing. You're not going to get me, right? Yeah. See, the tables are turning. See, this is someone feeling completely different. The tables are turned. And now they want to come in and ask the other person out. This is someone who made a bad decision. This is someone judging somebody wrong. Their swords up. They're skeptical. So it's definitely a bad decision. Yeah, but this is also someone who, between two worlds, thinking maybe this person that, this cutting somebody out here, it's possible this is someone thought maybe this is just a break. There'll be a reconciliation. But I feel it turns out as irreconcilable differences. So yeah, someone just made a choice. I do think judging the book by its cover too. Yeah. See, this is someone who feels something is off. It didn't feel right, but now they're taking a step back. See, it's an energy of just calming down, getting out of their head. Someone's getting out of their head now. See, feeling differently after a period of time. So I do feel this temptation, a little test. They're going to reach out. Yeah, they're just going to put themselves out there. But it's all about, yeah, you got an Emperor. We have someone who's definitely gone through an awakening. Yeah. This is somebody here. And I do feel this is someone who was in between two worlds, thinking, oh, they're probably going to want to reconcile. But I feel it's something that never happened. Because this is someone who finally cut someone out. And I do feel it was because someone wasn't faithful or loyal, or they just had irreconcilable differences. But now this is someone feeling differently. See, they're in the Emperor energy. They've been focusing on their goals, working. Yeah, it's all about succeeding, success, victory. But this is also someone who kind of looks, well, this isn't going to go anywhere. This feels off. See, I think the timing was off too. I mean, that's the Wheel of Fortune, timing. But this is someone looking at this opportunity. They regret this because things could have been different. This could have gone in their favor. This is someone seeing someone in a favorable light too, after a period of time. But this could have gone in their favor. Yeah. They're learning something here, talking to people, hearing good news, good things. Tell me about the Emperor. What is this person going to do? You know, they're reminiscing. Somebody longing for love. They're kind of reminiscing here. They're thinking about what happened, how this all played out, why. But I still feel there's a curious at why was this person interested? Did they know that this is someone coming apart? See, they're still curious. There's still things this person wants to know that they don't know. But they definitely, one thing they do know is there will be no reconciliation with the other person. They know they made a bad choice. See, it's about healing, shedding, and releasing patterns, habits, behaviors. Yeah, see, this didn't serve them. This is someone who felt someone didn't have their best interest at heart, but it's about why were they interested in the first place. See, they're thinking negative about themselves, like they're not good enough. Yeah, it's all about investing. See, it says there was interest. See, now this person's really interested. They want to know everything. They still don't know everything, but I do think they're talking to people. Yeah, this could be something to do with children, just someone's life in general. See, it's all about interest in investing, but they're still looking at why was this person interested, because it felt off. That's why the sword was up. See, they're skeptical about this. This is someone wise. They have experience. They've likely experienced this before, someone chasing after them. It could be how a past relationship started. This is someone who definitely has had a lot of regret, stress, and anxiety. Someone who just wasn't themselves. Tell me about this Temperance energy. Yeah, someone with some baggage. See, releasing baggage. It's about being reliable, stable. Yeah, so somebody here kind of hitting rock bottom a bit there too. Maybe somebody left with, see, it's obviously there's a divorce, a breakup, someone who's left with a lot of bills, a lot of debt. This is someone who just feels this isn't going to go anywhere. So this is why I feel it just wasn't going to go anywhere. But the interesting thing is they're releasing a lot of baggage. See, this is someone's pride got in the way too. At that time, they probably couldn't even provide for another person, but they're certainly not interested in someone who chases. See, but it's also this person looking at what they've achieved. So this is a person who's become an emperor. They've been working hard here. See, paying off bills, paying off debt. But so this is someone who now feels responsible. It's bothering them, or they know it's bothering the other person. Yeah. Yeah, this person's definitely someone who just was not themselves. They weren't behaving themselves. Yeah, there was hurt feelings, hurting the other person's feelings because of this situation. But there was hurt. This person was also hurt by someone else. So that's why the sword's up. But this is someone who hurt someone else's feelings. See, asking them on a date. I don't know if this is somebody judging. See, it feels like someone judging someone, the book by a cover, or just being judgmental. Yeah, so it's bothering them. I do think it's weighing heavily on them. It could be someone who just felt they couldn't provide at that time too, because I feel debt. See, this is what happens. Divorces, breakups, there's bills to pay, debt, a lot of pressure, a lot of weight on their shoulders. See, I feel like there's innocence here. See, they're looking at this learning. There's something innocent. So there was hurt feelings. This person hurt the other person's feelings. See, now they're looking at this. See, they knew a good thing when they seen it, but it's about opportunity. So someone who probably gets a lot of attention too, but I think this person does because they can provide. So they have people chasing them. So their sword's up. This is someone coming across as cold, and they're reminiscing about how they behaved. This is someone not very proud of themselves. It's bothering them, but they also know they hurt the other person's feelings, yet there's somebody who's kind, compassionate, forgiving. This is someone who felt confident, you know. They come into this feeling kind of confident, but it's the other person's lack of confidence. Yeah, this is someone who pushed somebody away. See, they pushed them away, maybe even blocked to them because they felt skeptical. So someone who often gets blocked, they don't have a chance to stand up for themselves. So this is someone who wasn't being very nice here, judging a book by its cover, making a really bad decision. But I do feel this is somebody going through that awakening, a little bit of a wake-up call because of this other situation as well. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, this is definitely, there's someone who can't stop thinking about someone. There's an obsession here, but I also see someone who's a workaholic. See, work, work, work. Maybe not giving someone enough attention in that relationship. But this is, to me, and I don't feel jealousy. I feel like this is more of an energy of someone who can't stop thinking about someone. They're obsessed with them. But it's also somebody who's releasing a very negative energy, negative relationship. So I do think this is someone who had a very unhealthy relationship. But they are working, planning, preparing to be successful. See, becoming an emperor, someone who's very determined. Wow. But yeah, this is someone taking that step back. See, they're releasing all this. An unhealthy relationship, patterns, habits, whatever it may be. But yeah, it's definitely somebody who probably is working a lot with the Emperor, a lot of pressure, weight on their shoulder. But this is someone really obsessing over this. They feel really bad. Yeah, there's definitely was a spark, desire, a connection. This is someone going to make a choice. See, making better choices. Someone who's made bad choices in their love life. They're now learning to choose wisely. See, they have experience. And this is someone who's experienced this probably before. But yeah, they're crazy about you. You watching. See, it's about putting all the cups on the table. This is someone who just wasn't ready. I feel healing from a very unhealthy situation. But this is someone who also needs to make changes in their life too. Life changes. Yeah. This is someone changing this person forever too. What they've experienced here. But emperors often expect loyalty. So there's definitely somebody who wasn't loyal to this person. I feel they were very angry. I do feel they cut someone out, but inadvertently someone getting caught in the crosshairs. See that time in between? Someone getting caught in the crosshairs, getting in between this energy. Wow. Yeah. This is often someone pushing someone away, and often it's projection or protecting someone because of this unhealthy situation. See, the devil. Could be someone who's obsessed with someone for their money, holding on to them for their money. But this person's overcome it, and I can tell this is someone who's letting this all go. I do see childhood stuff as well, an unhealthy childhood. This person's going through an awakening, like big time. But it's all about interest in investing. Now they're curious. It has to do with love, a bond, a connection, and attraction here. Someone making better choices. Yeah, this is someone who's been single for a while. See, they're focused on success. See, what their goals, the things that they're hoping to achieve. But they're looking at what the other person hoped to achieve. Like, because this person here is the one being curious too, I feel. Wanting to know things about this person. But they're looking for answers. Like, did this person know this person was single? Or if they were single or not. But I do see this is someone who probably has other opportunities, and they're looking at it. Why? Because they know a good thing when they see it. Someone who looks good, they take care of themselves. But it's almost like at that point this person was judging a book by its cover. I'm not good enough. They look too good. I'm not worthy, because they're kind of self-loathing. I do think this is someone who was in a self-loathing. And it does look like, even though they had someone who wasn't faithful or loyal, but it has to do with their part, see, blaming the other person when they're actually partially to blame, because I feel they weren't giving the other person enough attention, that workaholic. But it become a very unhealthy situation. Now, the interesting thing with this Eight of Swords under here, they can't stop thinking of this person. See, there was something there. Yeah, they ignored this person, rejected them, ghosted them. Now they see why the other person is probably no longer talking or reaching out. So I don't know if this person blocked this person, or somebody blocked someone, or just someone who's guarded, defensive, pushing them away. But this is where the tables turn. This is someone who didn't get a chance to even defend themselves. But look at this kindness, compassion, caring. This is someone forgiving someone, because I feel they now know. They now know something. They could be talking to people as well here about this, but there's good news. So it's all about overcoming all this. Yeah, this is someone stable. See? It's an energy of stability, grounded, sensible, practical. See, I feel this is someone at that point felt they couldn't provide. Their ego here, see, this is someone with an ego. They're generally a provider. But this person doesn't need anyone to provide. See, this is someone who's used to providing, but I do think this is a pattern, a habit. This person gets into connections with people they have to provide everything for. So they have a lot of pressure, a lot of weight on their shoulders. So interesting, but it's about being reliable too. Yeah, some boundaries here. Somebody putting up boundaries, but I feel this is whatever they were dealing with at that time between two worlds. See, this is something changed this person forever. They're definitely grounding themselves and more practical. Yeah. See, it's someone who's a natural born provider, but they felt they couldn't provide. I think their ego got in the way. Yeah. The Empress doesn't need anyone to provide. I could already see that coming. Someone who, see, looking at what this person can provide, but now the other person here, the Empress is always open to talk. This is a person grounded, gracious. They keep their life in balance. But this is often a person who's open to talk and communicate. I do see reminiscing. I think this person's just reminiscing, and I do feel this is someone who longs for love. And I do feel this is someone who has probably been in a relationship where there's not a lot of love and emotion. They're just providing for someone. Yeah. Empress doesn't need anyone to provide. This is a person who wants love. Yeah, I feel this person's going to reach out and offer that cup. See, wearing their heart on their sleeve. Emperors often don't behave that way. See, especially when that sword is out. The skepticism, yeah. This is someone who was just, I think, ghosted someone or acted cold. Someone who acted cold. The Queen of Cups often gives someone a gift. They show this person they like them. See, this was an opportunity. So this person has a lot of regret. There was a lot of unfounded fear. They made a bad decision. But this is someone getting that wake-up call. The wake-up call about, it could be childhood issues, whatever it may be. Relationships that become very unhealthy. Patterns, habits. Yeah. But this is someone here, their cup actually runneth over here. They want to reach out. See, this is often, I feel it's the feminine coming towards this person, offering the cup. And they were cold. See, they're reminiscing. They feel bad. It's bothering them. It is bothering them because they hurt the other person's feelings. This is someone who deserved better. This is someone who deserved better. Yeah, so, yeah, see, they're looking at this, thinking about it. They made a bad, this is someone who judged somebody, possibly unfairly, see, being very judgmental. But this is somebody, it has to do with themselves here, releasing things that no longer serve. They felt, this is someone who felt someone was out of their league, like it's too good to be true. They're just not believing it. So the sword's up, they're guarded. Yeah, but it's pushing someone away. So I don't know if somebody blocked someone or not. It could be the feminine who blocked this person because they hurt their feelings. And it is bothering them. I feel they're learning it's bothering them. Because this is someone who judged somebody. They were very judgmental and cold. Yeah, acted like they weren't interested. See, it has to do with their money too. But see, acting like they weren't interested. This is someone who hadn't detached. See, between two worlds. It's about detaching from the past. But it's a person who often just stone-faced, right? No expression. They're not showing any feeling, emotion. And they're not very proud of themselves. I can tell you, they're not proud of themselves at all. Yeah. But it's somebody who was, I feel, still going through that healing and detaching. Yeah, this is about two people coming together, see a solid foundation, a house, home. This person visualizes being with this person, maybe even a little fantasizing and romanticizing the past here. See, this could have been different, but that's how they were conducting themselves. And it's when this person, it's possible they want to reach out. It could be the feminine energy now acting like they're not interested. But I feel like it was them. See, too much focus on money. Yeah. This person's definitely gone within, big time. They're going within. Into me, I see what they see. They're not proud of themselves. They're not happy. It is bothering them. Yeah. This is often, see, someone going through all this stress, anxiety, and it was something deeply emotional too. But the interesting thing is this emotional detachment. Tell me more about the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, see, there's curiosity now. Now they're curious, shining a light. Now they want to know everything. But it's, I think, learning. The other person was just curious. Could be two people who knew each other at some point, maybe went to school. I don't know. There's something there. Friends, family, some sort of connection there. History of some kind. But this is someone who now wants to know. Yeah, they now want to know everything. See, they didn't know. Now they know some things, but they still don't know everything. And the only way is for this person to reach out. But yeah, this is somebody who definitely had that acting like they didn't care or they weren't interested. So it's an energy of protection too. Yeah, there it is. See, they didn't come in right. See, they didn't build the foundation. This is somebody who just was not prepared. That's what I feel. They just were not prepared for this. And it's not the money so much. It could be part of it for some. But I feel this is somebody who just wasn't prepared because of the timing. So now this person's looking at this. It's about being reliable, stable, building the foundation. See, they need to build the foundation from the ground up. This is someone who kind of hit rock bottom, though. I feel emotionally because of a very unhealthy childhood. I mean, this is their history, looking at their own history, childhood, the way they conduct themselves. Some mother-father energy possibly here as well. Yeah, see, someone who's lacks emotion. They don't lack emotion. They just keep it in. They're cautious. They're always playing it safe. They're just not being themselves. See, they're wearing a mask. Somebody wearing a mask. See, there's projection here. But yeah, this is someone learning this, though. Yeah, I feel this is someone going to come in. There's a test. They're going to reach out a test to see if you're interested. They may want to invite you over. I feel like you know who this is. But they are definitely somebody who was just not themselves. So much stress and anxiety. And it does have to do with their money. I do think left with a lot of debt for some people. But most here, I feel, is just that emotional energy. It's often a person who, someone who definitely wasn't ready. They're pushing someone away. They're not ready to let someone in. It's often someone who isn't letting someone in. But I feel they're overcoming this. Why? Because it's an emperor. They've manifested all the energies of the kings. See, something about how someone was raised, possibly, that not showing emotion, not being emotional, maybe learning this behavior as a child. But I feel a lot of it is just that protection, that the sword being up. And I do think this is someone who judged somebody unfairly, someone who deserved better. So they're coming in. They want to make this right. Because it is bugging them a lot. Like, they think about it a lot. When they're at work, when they're at home, they wake up at night thinking about it. It really weighs heavily on them. Yeah. I mean, people are humans. Yep, see a whole new cycle. They're hoping, wishful thinking. They're hoping this will go in their favor. See, it's about timing. I feel the timing was off. But it's almost like they're looking at certain things too. Yeah, this past, it could be just maybe you travel in the same social circle. I don't know. But it's like looking at someone's history and how all this came down here. This person definitely made a really bad decision. Yeah, and the Five of Wands. See, this is judgment. See, chaos, conflict, drama. And it could be now the tables are turned. The other person's now acting like they're not interested because now they're kind of protecting their heart. And that's what happens. Yeah, see, the Queen of Pentacles. Somebody grounded, gracious, stable. See, it's something ending. I think this person now knows. I do think they've also learned something. But this is a person very practical, sensible, grounded. So, yeah, it's an energy of acting aloof like they're not interested now, but I do think they are. I do think this is someone who's going to have to break free from the thoughts that are pinning them down. They need to get out of their head, and they need to take some kind of action here. Yeah, there's definitely that feeling of really wanting to be with this person. This is someone who wants that strong bond, you know, but it's all about interest, showing interest. See, they were interested, but like I say, it was like the swords up. It was like this temptation. But now, after some time has gone by, this person's feeling completely different about this. They hold somebody in very high regard. The Star, somebody kind of popular, well-known. They're stable. They plan, prepare ahead. So, wow. Yeah, see, now it's their turn. They have to reach out and ask this person on a date. Definitely there's going to be communication here. They want to communicate. See, this could have all been different. It could have all played out differently too. It is so weighing heavily on them. And what they're learning is the other person is reliable, stable, grounded. Yeah, but it's an energy where this person made the other person feel uncomfortable. This is someone who's trying to make someone feel comfortable, but see, now the tables are turning. They feel a little uncomfortable because the Queen of Pentacles is someone who likes to feel safe. This is a person who wants a partner. See, they want a partner. They want someone reliable, stable. But this is, I mean, an Empress, someone who pulls their weight. So pretty interesting energy. Someone who's had I wouldn't be surprised if this is someone who's had a lot of obstacles and challenges, always manages to overcome because the Empress is there. See what someone's hoping to achieve. They're very goal-oriented. So interesting. Yeah, this person can't stop thinking about this. And I'm going to tell you, it's probably both of you, but I really feel this Emperor is someone who it's really bothering them. They are not the most emotional outwardly. I feel inside, internally, this person is soft as a marshmallow. There was projection here. Projection is protection. They may have even been protecting you, especially if they were dealing with this person that they were coming apart from. See, there's change. There was change right here between two worlds. But this is something that's changed this person forever. In fact, both people. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, they definitely, it is about love and making choices in love. They are someone who longs for love, like a partner who truly loves them. I feel this is someone who had relationship with people where there was a lack of love and emotion. Maybe they were raised that way, so I don't think they're blaming the other person. In fact, I feel like they blame themselves. But they are definitely someone who doesn't lay their burdens on another person. See, they're very private. See, it's very private. Where was that? The High Priestess. See, someone private too. Private thoughts, feelings. But this is an energy of privacy. Yeah, something personal this person was dealing with. They aren't laying, see, this is someone who doesn't lay their baggage on another person. They don't tell somebody things that are bothering them. So I feel the other person didn't see it either. And I do think they now know. So that's why I feel there's kindness, compassion. Something here was understandable. It is what it is, right? Just release it and let it go. So interesting. Yeah. But this person needs to let go of their ego a little bit too. I do feel they're being humbled a little. Because they were cold. So I'm wishing you all the best. I know a lot of you are going to be like, there's no way. It all depends on your situation. But this is somebody here, definitely kind and compassionate, caring, forgiveness, forgiving someone. Yeah, this person definitely, there's so much stress, anxiety, and regret. Yeah, sad. Things could be different though, because there's change coming, and change for the better. This is something definitely changed both these people, but especially the Emperor, because they are at that Emperor energy. They've mastered all the energies of the kings. One of them is that emotional energy. Take care. Bye for now.